Hi. Whew. Whatever it is, I know everybody's glad it's over. So now you can get, this is kind of like the in-between week, we go from everything Christmas to everything who died, during the last year. It's kind of just an in-between time. So I've been preaching to you guys about, wait a minute, I guess I better back up. I'm Vicki Ross, and I'm the founder and designer of the classes in the Ideal Art and Peace System. The Ideal Art and Peace System. I'll get it out in a minute. I see something moving over there. It's the TV in the next room. That was freaky. Anyway, I designed the school for those of us who are of a certain age where we all of a sudden end up with time on our hands. And you don't need to sew clothes for work anymore. You don't need to shop for clothes for work anymore. Maybe you never did work and the 6 kids that you had are gone to college and you don't have to cook for them every day. You're either way, it doesn't matter. You're going to end up with empty time on your hands, except for those of you who are helping raise grandkids. And that's a whole different story because you're getting to do it all over again. But what are you going to do with that time? And I'm here to try to teach you the way that I filled my empty time. Doesn't matter how you got there. It could have been that you broke a fingernail and can't ever go back in that store again. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But I do tell you this. If you plan a little bit ahead of time, it makes it a whole lot easier when you have the time, because more than likely that change that caused the free time is going to also bring with it a whole lot of not feeling so good about yourself stuff. And it's real easy to get into a habit of slopping around the house in your sweatpants all day, and you don't have to get out unless you want to. And, who cares if you take a shower every day? You just kind of lax into the opposite of what you were. And for me, I eat peanut butter when Randy's not here. But there's that. I don't have a script when I look down. It's so that my brain can work. So anyway, you can learn woodworking. You can get a lathe and learn how to turn candlesticks and stuff. You can do stained glass. You can learn how to tie flies, not fly ties. What else can you do? You can garden. And any of these things, once you start them, they fill up that empty time. But you need to find something that grabs your attention to the point that you can't wait to get up in the morning. And if you're working on it at night, you really don't want to quit. You just want to keep going. It's like eating candy. So for me, it was art. And art is a good choice for a lot of us because it's something that can be done forever. You will never tire of it because there's so much to learn. One thing leads to curiosity about another thing and another thing. And if you can control the cant, then you're on your way to something you can do from your chair, your hospital bed, or, wherever you are. You can take it on the train, the bus, the automobile, you get my picture. Some of those other ones require a certain amount of physical activity that you may or may not lose as time goes on. So that's what I'm here for. And I see so many people in mixed media who are so curious about art, and they really don't realize that they're doing art with journaling and collaging and doodling and all that sort of thing is art. They are an artist. But they're pretty much restricted by the cant. So if you could kill the cant, you can do anything you want to. My class teaches mostly theory and basics in the first half, and the second half you get to play with all the pretty colors that come in your kit, and you get to try 4 different media, and that gives you the chance to see if you like oil, if you like watercolor better, and then you can focus your attention on that, and it'll save you about 6 months, 8 months as you develop your information and fill your brain with that kind of stuff. And I've got a very slow connection. So I hope it's not slow on your end. All right, you can find me here, VickiRossArt.com. This is Facebook page, and this is where I post things that would ordinarily go on my timeline, but because Facebook has changed everything so much and don't show a lot of the stuff that you put on your timeline, I can put it on my page and know it's going to be there. So anytime you want to know about me, you can pretty well find it here. And the Facebook group is a group similar to the page that's about me, but the Facebook group is about you. It's where you can post your work, your questions, your voyeur. You want to look at what everybody else is talking about. We're still getting it off the ground, so there's plenty of room to drop on in and just start asking questions, be a part of the community. Somebody will answer you. Okay, so that's what that is. There's also a private Facebook group for students in the class. You can't get into that until you've registered for it. I did that. After this many weeks, you'd think I'd have it down, but I don't. YouTube.com, Vicki Artist is where I am on YouTube. I stream there twice a week, and I usually do some sort of a mixed media project or collage or demo a new product or something like that. So that's Tuesday and Thursdays at 4. And one more, VickiRossArt.com has all my social media links and a link to my gallery page. And that's where you can find out probably more than you ever wanted to know. But there's that. So, now, kill cant. The cant has caused more damage to more people. It's right up there with the coulda and the shoulda, except there isn't a canta. So if you get rid of that canta, you can actually maybe try something. But we're so programmed to whatever you output has to be perfect. If you're an administrative assistant and you're typing, that gives my age away. Used to be when you typed and you did a carbon copy, you had to have everything correct. It had to be perfect. If it wasn't, it got kicked back to you. So that's the way we're raised. You've always got, if you're in business, you've always got another business trying to beat you at whatever it is you're doing. If you're in corporate, you've got somebody else that's trying to take your place and get your job. So you strive for everything to be perfect before it sees the light of day. Now, art falls victim to that same canta. Okay? So you won't try it because you don't know how. You won't try it because you can't do it. You can't do it because you don't know how. You canta. I canta. And if you do that long enough, then you talk yourself into going to a movie or watching TV, curling up with a good book. There are lots of ways to get rid of that, and some of them are so simple. One is just, or you get it at Walmart. I may lose you because I just had a flash that the signal was weak. Okay, I'll make this quick. Get a journal, get a book, and doodle in it, just like you did on your test papers in school. You draw circles, hearts, you draw balloon letters, whatever was your thing. Start doing it again. And while you're at the store, whoever you're buying from, get some kids' crayons, get some kids' colored pencils. Some of the Crayola products I use here in my mixed media work. Get some of those and just start playing with color. Just, if you don't do anything else, take your book and just draw squares and color each one of them different. No one but you ever has to see this. But you are beginning to train yourself to enjoy the creative space in your brain that's there, but we usually kill it off long before we're adults. You will find as you go along that you kind of enjoy it. And if you can get to the place where drawing a line and a circle and a line and connect them and color them in. When that becomes to the point that it holds your interest and you're thinking about what color you want to do next, you'll experience what I call the Zen zone. And that's where everything goes quiet. It's like you're in an isolation chamber and you're just thinking about what color you're going to pick. You know, like I always liked that blue that was, I swear it was called prism blue, but you know, I don't remember what it was called. I need to go back and look it up. But it was a real pretty dark blue, and that was my favorite color. So try that. It's New Year. You've got time now on your hands because all that hubbub is over. Get you just a book. It doesn't. I journal in one. Let me find it. See if I can get it without knocking a bunch of stuff over. This is a book I found at the Goodwill store, and I paid a whole whopping $2 for it. Now, in this book is my treasure trove of pages that are models for an abstract art style that some people like. They want something like this, but 16 by 20. So I can show them this book and they can pick out something that they really relate to and then commission me to do it larger. So this is my, oh, this is a good one. This is one of my favorites. This is, this one is echo dyed paper. Some friends and I took any kind of paper, notebook paper, calendar paper, any kind of paper. And you interleaf each page with some organic material like flowers, leaves, whatever. And you tie it all up together in a wad and you put it in a big old pot and you put a brick on top and you boil it for 2 hours. And then when it's done, you of course let the water cool because it's pretty hot. And you take it out very carefully and you unwrap it very carefully. And what you get are these images of the leaves and the organic matter on the paper. So I just love these, and I love the color. And then this one is an inkjet print on parchment paper. If I could ever figure out which way to turn it, we'd all be happy. This is an inkjet print on parchment paper. I'm thinking, was it parchment? Yeah, it was parchment, I think. Could have been onion skin. Anyway, of a photo I took, and it's got a leaf pattern that matches this one, and not matches, but relates to. And so anyway, this is a $2 book. Look at all that. And that's what I love to do when I'm just in a mood to do something and don't know what I want to do. So I'm going to leave it with you. You can kill the cant. Shoulda, woulda, canna. Remember that. Devil words. Devil words. No shoulds in my world. I don't let them in my studio. I don't let the cant in my studio. I kick them out. I leave them at the door. And inside this little room, messy as it is magic. Because those words don't exist. I can do anything I want to, anytime I want to, and I can do it. I can research it. I can figure out ways to figure it out, and I can do it. Okay? You can do it too, whatever it is. So I'm going to leave this with you guys. The class is going to launch here in the next 2 weeks. Make sure you get on my mailing list at Axully, AXULLY.com, and you will have an opportunity to say that you're interested. If you're not interested, you won't get any information. And if you are interested, you'll have the information you need to make a decision. So I don't bug other than that, and I don't sell other than just to tell you that you better get on the list. And a bonus of being on the list is that when I blog, usually weekly, I'll be gearing that back up at the first year. I do a blog post that has content and pictures from the last 20 years when I was learning how to paint. And there's lots of good stuff in there. So I'll see you later. I'm glad y'all dropped in, or if you didn't, you can see it live or see the rerun, and it'll be there for you whenever you're looking. Okay, over and out, guys. Thank you.